that we end up creating on paper first. The art group is comprised a number of different teams. There's the animators, there's cinematic animators, tech artists who basically do everything from create rigs for characters to create scripts to help environment artists model faster. Then we have environment artists, and we have character artists, and we have effects artists.
It's going to be tweakable, that's what I asked him.
Programmers are implementing features and making tools for the artists and the designers, for that matter, to use. We don't write the game for them, we write the tools which they use to make the game themselves. And we've had enormously good results from doing this. We find that the artists are much better positioned to use all this cool stuff than programmers are.
And that's great, that's by design, but...
My job here entails managing the level design team, making sure they're on task and on track.
Level design is a lot about coming up with the puzzles and the layout and the pacing of an area and coming up with the themes and how they integrate with the story.
Yeah.
A really good puzzle is you come in, you know your objective, but you're not really quite sure how to reach that goal or objective. And it's kind of the process of going through and figuring out and having that aha moment, you know, like, oh, I get it. And then you're able to like go ahead and solve it. And as long as it's not too like hard, not too easy, and it's finding that sweet spot.
Okay.
You can trigger a camera from the lever that would transition, and then when you've successfully completed the lever, it'll be already transitioned, so it won't be like a big cut.
All right.
The challenge for the designers is we really have to focus on making it fun. I mean, a lot of ideas are good in theory and they sound like they can be really cool, but taking it from a concept and a thought and an idea to actually making it work and playing it are such different things. Our job is to really nail, hey, is this fun? Is it challenging for the player?
I think you've only been focusing on animation.
No,
well, yes.
Whole experience.
I'd say that the sound needs a total rework because the sounds of it crashing through, none of it sounds impressive. I want DTS 6.1. The best laid plans, you know, it is exactly the best phrase for it, because it doesn't matter how well we plan something out, doesn't matter how solid we think something is. When you get in there and you see it in 3 dimensions and you play it, you're like, wow. In my head and on paper, it felt different. We have to fix this, you know, to change this. We'll magnify that by 1,000 because it's every single aspect has the exact same result. Each department, you know, art, animation, characters, visual development, programming, and design, that was pretty sweet. Only the best here at Sony Computer Entertainment America. We hold things together with really important tape.
One of the areas that I'm most pleased with and surprised about is the fact that there are a lot of people that really banded around Cory and supported him through this endeavor. He's in a pressure situation, and without the team, he's left with nothing.
I gotta say, it's way better than it was before. But what I would like to think my reputation is, hey, this guy is very passionate and is constantly all about the game. Like, works tirelessly to find solutions in every possible aspect, and whatever is needed, I do to get the job done. What really most likely goes on is, he's okay. He's a little bit easier to work with than Dave, but you know, he still changes his mind all the time. And can't make up his mind about what he wants. If only he could choose what he wanted. But overall, he's pretty cool. You know, that's probably what it is. Mixed in with, I think he's a dick. I let them win this time to give them a full sense of security.
Cory's generally a pretty good guy to work with. There's been a few times, particularly towards the end of this project, where you could swear he's channeling Dave Jaffe sometimes. You know, he can be a very stubborn individual, but generally he's a pretty nice chap.
You know, we'll be sitting in a meeting and Cory will say something like, you know, whatever happened to the Golden Fleece or something like that. It's like, what? You know, everybody's like wondering what's going on with the Golden Fleece, and that becomes the new priority, and the priority isn't the Colossus anymore, it's the Golden Fleece. Well, the Colossus is a lot more important. The priorities change just like that on a dime, so it kind of changes the dimension of the team a little bit very quickly.
Cory's a handful, and yes, Cory can be flippant, but it's all well-meaning. I mean, Cory has a great vision, is making a great game. We're all here to support that vision.
and you're going to have to change your mind a lot. You're going to have to keep pushing the edge. If something doesn't work that sounded great originally, you're going to have to change it. You might have to change that thing 15 times. I think that's why people can get frustrated with anybody in a creative position, especially one that is in a director position. I mean, everybody bitches about Stanley Kubrick, but he went out and made the finest films ever.
When is that on?
It's like on PBS.
PBS?
Yeah.
Who watches fucking PBS? I thought people just pretended to watch PBS. Like, I watch the Discovery Channel, the History Channel, and PBS. That's really what I watch. But that's totally not true. You know that they watch like USA and every Lorenzo Lamas movie. We are experiencing some technical difficulties, so we're doing a redo and starting over.
I'm ready.
So it's going to start in 10.
That's very pretty.
Hello?
But
Does your wife do your ringtones for you, or what?
All right.
We had a little glitch in the Cyclops mini game, so we had to start over, and I blame Joel Table for that. That's him right there, ladies and gentlemen.
The talent level of the team, just the amount of guys here that are able to produce art and animations and think of different crazy ideas to do with Kratos and the programmers. The talent level on the team has just been absolutely astonishing.
Although challenging and not easy and not perfect, I think the teamwork that's been going on for the past couple of years is something this whole studio should be proud of.
I've never met a group of people who are more enthusiastic and passionate about what they do.
Nobody really has an attitude or that's misplaced or anything like that. Everybody has this healthy level competition, and you know, you look over your shoulder to see what somebody else is doing, because maybe you can learn something from them.
When you see other environment artists and you go over at lunch or on a break and you check out what they're building and you take off ideas from them and they bounce off ideas with you and everyone's giving feedback. It keeps a little bit of healthy competition going, and at the same time it brings up the quality of the game.
This is a team that I think truly inspires each other.
You have to be on all the time, and if you're off, people notice and the work suffers. So, you know, you generally need to come in and have 5 good days, not a single bad day. Of course, that's not possible because we're human beings.
E3 is a big opportunity for media to get a glimpse into what's going on with the various software as well as hardware.
It's kind of an opportunity for developers to kind of show off.
It's bigger than Oscar night. I mean, it's huge. It's a chance where you get all developers, you get all studios, you get all the gaming consoles like PlayStation, Xbox. Everyone's going to be there. It's hyped up. Everyone's psyched up. Everyone's just a fan of games.
We are about to go into our E3 meeting, sort of a pre-E3 update meeting to kind of get a status check from all the key leads of where we're at on the entire game. And this is actually going to be my first playthrough of the E3 builds all put together. I hope everything goes fantastic because we don't have that much time.
After I hit yes or no on the progressive scan, what's the next image that comes up?
Front end. Making demos for E3, it's kind of one of those necessary evils, and it's something that we decided we would embrace when we were working on God of War. We decided, you know, man, it sucks doing this, but, you know, let's just make the best of it, because, you know, if we're ever going to make this game successful, then, you know, making the press notice it at E3 would be very important.
Start, Cory, first.
So this begins
This
where?
is the beginning, right there.
E3 is important to God of War 2 because this is our opportunity to get the franchise out. We're kind of taking the training wheels off here and giving other people the controller and saying, you know, you play it the way you want to play it. We're going to have to gauge their reaction from that.
Why did that guy just disappear? Is this not working? I didn't do anything. I don't know if this is all the latest stuff, because I'm seeing older animations. That has to get worked out. What about the art on this area? I thought it was...
It's done.
Yeah.
Those little landing pads are missing.
Should we, like, check this stuff before we have a meeting like this? It
Cory,
would be more effective.
We were doing our best to do that.
I'm not saying you're not doing your best. I'm just saying, like, would it be more advantageous? There feels like a lot of stuff like this broke.
We wouldn't be having this discussion until 7 o'clock tonight.
If that's what it's gotta be, then it's what's gotta be, right?
No.
So, I don't know, maybe if there's a lighting thing we can do to kind of call attention to it a little bit more. I really want people to walk away from this going, fuck. I really didn't think that they could make a game better than the first one. We're just gonna trigger the Medusa to fucking jump you at this point. Right out at you. Like,